just kind of go from just a raw dog energy. You know what? Yeah, just Ugh. We got these bitches. We got these bitches. These work just as well. There we go. Nice little topper right there. Little chunks. Do y'all eat all those rides? Damn, you both are fucking savages. You haven't finished your bone though, Jazzy. Fucking bitch. Get it, Jazzy. Jazzy, get it. Get it, Jazzy. Ah! Oh, damn. Get it, Jazzy. Get it before Vito does. Get it. Good girl. Vito, you have your own bone. Get it. You have your own bone. Take it. You bitch, get it. Quit being jealous and get it. Little puss. Oh, you just want to snuggle it. What the fuck? He literally is just snuggling it right now. Yeah, I'm judging you right now. You're snuggling your bone instead of eating it and consuming it like a fucking beast that you are. At least Jazzy is. I can hear her doing it. Where's she? There she is. Going fucking feisty on that bill. Did you see the cake? Oh, on Discord? Yes, I did see your cake. By the way, I'm doing a consecutive $3 goal. I'm not going to exactly say what it is, but let's just say it involves glass. How about that? If you want to be a broski, you know, send a little bit of that little pin comment love. I was doing it from earlier. This is actually technically part 2 because it kind of died off. So I was like, manipulate the algorithm, bitch. So, part 2 it is. That's how you gotta do it sometimes, though. Oh, I forgot to fucking share it to you, dude. But did you, fucking Christ. Anyway, like I was saying, I forgot to share it to you, but did you happen to see Low Entry Video's stream on Saturday by chance? Because if not, I'm gonna have to share it to you because I was, I guess, going into the topic, basically like a DFF episode, like an old school style DFF episode, going into like the history of Iran. Really great episode, honestly. I recommend checking it out if you can. So I know, I can link it to you. Let it be on your roster of things. Rock on. Hell yeah, brother. I do have a cash app if you want to send a little love and a little tip. I do have a $3 consecutive goal that involves a little glass, let's just say. But doesn't have to be for one person, for every $3. But, for every, rise of that 3. Like, let's say that someone says a 5. And then someone sends 2. For example, that's 2 shots right there. Well, 2 glasses, I should say, right there. With the love at the tip of the game, you know what I'm saying? So, gotta manipulate the YouTube algorithm a little bit on that one, you know what I mean? Getting that little bad boy loaded here. I need more material in order to do something. Oh, nice. That decrescendo to the crescendo to the new. Nice. And excelente song. Algorithm is actually blessing me right now. I like it. The future's so bright, you gotta wear the shades. I know, right? Logan actually got a pair of shades from this girl that had like these John Lennon like circle shades, and they're like in this green lens. I know they're somewhere around here. I'm pretty sure. They're actually, I think they might be in the kitchen or something. I don't know. I remember seeing them around here. I don't know where they're at, but unless he's wearing them or something, or maybe it's in his car or some shit. I remember they were around here somewhere. But they're pretty badass. That was supposed to be a double layer cake instead of 2 single layers, but I forgot to invert it. Oh, damn. That. Well, it still looks good as fuck. I still eat it. I still eat the shit out of that. Tell you what. Why did Apple fall down? Because it didn't remain seated. Why did the apple fall down? Because it didn't remain seated. I get the joke, but it's a little, unfortunately, I don't know. It kind of fell a little too far away from Newton's head, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I get it. I saw what you were trying to do there, but it kind of fell a little flat. A little too far away from Newton. Your favorite cake is Black Forest. It's the best. Black Forest cake? What the fuck is that, dude? I know of Black Forest ham and stuff, but like I don't know of like Black Forest cake. What is it? I'm actually kind of curious. What is that? I never heard of that before. Because honestly, the only time I ever think of Black Forest is literally like Black Forest ham or something like that. Yeah, like that's literally the only thing I think of is like deli meat. So a cake in a bakery setting is that's new to me. It's chocolate and cherries. Oh, like chocolate and cherries? Well, Well, that's just like a cherry chocolate cake at that point. Rocking the shades. Hey, where's your other pair of shades? I was trying to look for those, but I was just like, fuck it, I'll rock these. So. Sarah to Shine won't come with. I'm down for it. I'm still kind of doing my little goal thing and everything and just chilling and stuff, you know, so. I'm just hanging. Oh, you're about to. Oh, so you're getting here pretty soon. My neighbor says he's too afraid to plant an apple tree. I told him to grow a pair. That is an apple tree joke. Oh, the tiniest smidge of saliva and alcohol particulate went right in the wrong pipe. All right, we're good. But there was a moment there where I was like, "Ooh, Lord mercy, Lord mercy." I want to see if there's like that radioactive effects works with this actually. The one that has the crazy eyes. Yeah, it does. Hey yo. Dude, hey, yo. That works, bro. Dude, yo. I didn't think they would work, but it did. That was legit. That's a highlight. We're saving that. That was nice. Nice. Someone told me I'm scared. Oh, oh no. I'm scaring people. Ah! Ah! Ooh, nice. Oh, can't quite get that. Oh, well, kind of did. Oh. Ooh, nice. I literally have to like wiggle this wrist in order to kind of pop it nowadays. Ever since literally like 2 weeks before COVID, when I fucked this wrist up, I've always had to wiggle this bitch to like kind of smack crackle pop it out. You can even tell like if I were to do this and yeah, you can even see it pretty flat here, but right here is that little bump. It's like it was just, I know why it happened too. I was just literally dumb and mad and at my phone I was like, you fuck, and I just punched the side of a wall, and of course I didn't punch it right, so I had a boxer's fracture right there, and I went fuck, fuck, but just like aggressively angry, like, and just like motherfuck. And I sat there for like 30 minutes being like, okay, I can't really move much. Oh shit, I can move this shit, but these two, I really couldn't. I was like, fuck. And I just started being like, seeing if I have to like move things. And I just realized it's just broken. And I just went in the house real quick, and I just, said to my folks, being like, hey, yo, I'm going to the hospital real quick. And they asked like, wait, why? I'm like, I broke my wrist. I broke my wrist. I broke my wrist, and I'm like, I'm just gonna walk over there real quick. And they were both, all of them were like, oh no, no, we're gonna like drive over there. I was like, I don't know, no, it's my stupidity, it's my shit. I'm walking over there myself. I literally did that, and I went like, I'm walking over. Fuck, I'm walking over there myself. Like, just let me. I'll deal with it. It's literally like 15-minute walk. It's not that bad. If anything, the cold will probably help. And really, it kind of did. And yeah, lo and behold, it was fractured and had a brace for a while. Got out of work right when COVID hit too. Like straight up. Like I was out for a week, and then the COVID protocols hit, and then I was still out for like another 2+ weeks when all the insane shit went down. So when I got back to work, yeah, like at that point, it was just the most of the insane shit went away, but people were still a little. But I kind of avoided most of the insanity when it came to working at Safeway at the time when that happened. I was just like, in a weird way, thank fuck. I'm kind of glad this happened, with my wrist, at that time because I avoided all that shit. So I was like, yes, that's a good thing, at least in a weird way. Jesus loves you. Hope you have a good day, God bless. Well, it's hard for him to love me if he doesn't know me, bro. I don't know him, so how does he know me? If he's stalking me, that's a little weird, ain't it, bro? And also, if we're going to get biblical here on that one, I'm pretty sure Jesus wouldn't be exactly fond of what you're doing there, my friend. Just saying. Despite me not being Christian, I've read enough of your Bible to know and understand that. I've read the Sermon on the Mount. I know what Christ has preached. And when it comes to prophetizing, not just, his father's name, but, his own name, he wasn't exactly really too keen on that. And also, do you really truly practice what he preaches? Because I guarantee you don't. Could pay me enough to read it. Hey, that's why you got people like me, right? I mean, honestly. Because I'm willing to read the book. I've done it growing up. I've grown up Christian. I've read that damn shit. I read the book like 90% of it cover to cover for the most part, even on my own accord. And let me tell you, most of it is boring as shit. But for the little bits that are like kind of valuable and meritable when it comes to like, something to take from, whether, to challenge Christians on their own word or, to maybe actually generally take something from it. Yeah, it's there. There's stuff there. But like most of it is boring as masquerading under the idea that hatred is hopeful. I can taste in my vocals something delicious, something deadly. Well, yeah, Morax, it is. It generally is. Like the New King, I have the New King James Bible variant over here. It's not mine, but it's right over here. You know what? Fuck it, I'll bring it over here. I mean, this thing, and look how thick this shit is. I have the Living Bible, the paraphrased version of the Bible, and it's literally half as thick as this fucking thing. Okay, I see why, because this one also has pictures apparently and shit. Wait, oh, this has like an extra thing. It has like a guide on top of the OG. Okay, so that's why it's like twice as thick. It has like double the fucking Bible because there's a topical guide on top of it. Okay, that explains that, I suppose. I have never cracked this particular Bible, so I never knew that with that particular one. But all right, well there you go. It's meant to learn about the Lord Himself. Well, no one said it was meant to be quote fun, but it shouldn't be boring either. If you're bored out of your mind, you're not really going to get people enthralled into your belief now, aren't you? But it's not even, but that fundamentally isn't even the point. That's why you have pastors and preachers and gospel teachers and shit like that. In Bible studies, like you add that into it. But like I said, I understand because I grew up Christian. I understand this type of stuff. I've been to Bible studies. I've been to youth camps. I've been to all this stuff, brother. At this point, I happen to be an atheist because I've recognized that most of you damn Christians do not, for one, don't believe or advocate for anything that Bible teaches, and also, it's written by man. Why am I supposed to believe like what man written 3,000 plus something or maybe 2,000 something years ago? Why should I inherently believe what they written? We don't inherently believe every fucking thing, when it came to like even documentarians, from in the past, because there's plenty of like people that like documented different Roman emperors in the past, where they would say like, oh, this person did X, Y, or Z, and realistically that ain't necessarily the truth because they were telling that about them 50 years later after they're dead. It's like that shit happens all the time. I mean, we just have to kind of pick the pieces of the puzzle based off of whatever documentation, artifacts, and other stuff that we collect. Hence, archaeology and stuff like that, right? But that's just a science at that point. But the Bible don't got no on that at all. And there's nothing that backs it up outside of like, a few artifacts and a few things here and there. But that doesn't mean that the book itself is true. Just means that there were men at that time that wrote about it and made stories and created these things and passed it along over thousands and thousands of years at this point. Shocker, just like every other religion or culture or societal idea and ethic and stuff, like that's just a normal thing about humanity, which is nothing wrong with that, by the way. But it's the truth about us. Shit, Mornax, you're fucking throwing out some Bible verses. You know what? I'll take the glasses off just so we can fucking read some. You know what? Alright. Let's do it really quick. Here, let me see if I can find any of this. If I can turn these pages. What was the first one you said? Hosea chapter 13, verse 16. Give me a second. I need to find Hosea. Old Testament, page 1122. Jesus fuck. Here we go. It's 13 verse 16. Verse 16. Here, I'll read from verse. I'll read from verse 11 to verse 16. How about that? And actually, this goes up to chapter 14 as well. But anyway, so Israel, thou hast destroyed thyself, but in me thine is help. I will be thy king, where is and any other may save thee in all thy cities, and judge thy judges of whom shall settest. Give me a king and princes. I gave thee a king in mine anger, and I took him away in my wrath. The iniquity of Ephraim is bound up, his sin is hid. The sorrows of a travailing woman shall come upon him. He is unwise. He is an unwise son, for he should not stay long in a place of the breaking forth of children. I'll ransom them from the power of the grave. I'll redeem them from death. O death will be thy plagues. O grave will be thy destruction. Repentance shall be hid from mine eyes. Though he be fruitful amongst his brethren, An east wind shall come, and the wind of the Lord shall come up in the wilderness, and his spring shall come dry. His fountain shall be dried up. He shall spoil the treasure of all his pleasant vessels. Samaria shall become desolate. Here's verse 16. Samaria shall become desolate, for she hath rebelled against her God. They shall fall by the sword. Their infants shall be dashed in pieces, and their women with child shall be ripped up. What a holy, generous, benevolent God. What a generous, benevolent God we have here, huh? Bible's not written in English. So what? There's things called translations, which has happened over and over and over again with the Bible for 1,000+ years. That's why I never said what Jesus said, Bible said. Well, so that's not exactly a gotcha there, my friend. I have a Bible that is, not the New King James Version, but called the Living Paraphrase Bible. Like, it's a very different fucking Bible. And arguably a little bit more accurate to what, Christians ought to fucking believe. Because I've read that, from cover to cover a couple times. Because it was my mom's Bible, and she read that to me growing up. And she passed it down to me. I own it now. It's my Bible. And I plan on keeping it. Especially just for shit like this. I just don't have it with me, but I have this one. What was the other one you said? Exodus 20:20? Where's Exodus in this bitch? It's probably going to be... Oh, yeah, it's going to be more like over here. Very early on. So much Genesis. Okay, here we go. Chapter 20, verse 20. I'm going to go from verse 19 and then go to 20 and onward. And they said unto Moses, Speak thou with us, and we will hear. But let not God speak with us, lest we die. And Moses said unto the people, Fear not, for God is come to prove you, and that his fear may not before your faces, that ye sin not. And the people was still far off, and Moses drew near unto the thick darkness where God was. And the Lord said unto Moses, Thou shalt say unto the children of Israel, Ye have seen that I have talked to you from the heavens. Yet ye shall not make with me gods of silver, neither ye make me into gods of gold. I'll just kind of leave it at that, because that seems like I have an interesting little point too, considering tithings and a lot of these prosperity gospel preachers that love to take the money and the gold and silver out of the people's pockets, which pretty much most, if not all, the churches do on a daily basis, and are tax exempt too in the United States at least. Don't you see that as a problem? Actually, funny enough, that verse, expanding onto it further with, verse 23, it sounds, like, something that you should probably maybe, consider, considering how many prosperity gospel preachers and parasites that are out there, disdaining the name of your Lord. Very different from what I read from Exodus chapter 20, verse 20 and 21. Well, it was from what I was on there with. So. But doesn't that kind of prove that, like, a lot of this shit, legitimately, is so translated differently to the point where it can be that different? And doesn't that prove that maybe there's some probably bullshit and mistranslation over all these thousands of years and centuries of translations of the Bible or the Torah or anything? It's as if, fundamentally, probably, religion is probably bullshit. At the end of the day, if it's always written by man themselves, and we're supposed to take the word from, man and written, with the idea of what God said or gods or goddesses or whatever, then, like, why should I believe that? Like, it's their word versus mine versus the universe and what I can observe. It's like, I don't know about that, Chief. Much love from Israel. Well, I may or may not bring that back to you. That depends. How do you feel about what's going on in your little neck of the woods? Hate to be that guy, but I just I got a little bit of a shtick that's kind of jibed in my side when it comes to that kind of shit. You know what I mean? Because what's going on out there in that neck of the woods and that neck of the world is a bunch of bullshit. What's going on out there is fucked. Like, invasion of Lebanon, the genocide of Palestine, the war in Iran, like, all of it is bullshit. So, when it comes from the love that I get out from there, I tend to be a little, do I want to accept that or not? Oop. Question mark. You know what I mean? I'm just like, I don't know. It's time for Forrest Gump to drop his political bows. You do realize in the movie Forrest Gump that there was, like, he kind of had his own politics, even though he never was involved in it. You want some brownies fresh from the oven? Sure. Fresh brownies always sound pretty good. You better, or the Jays will get you. What the fuck are you talking about? Huh? You want to elaborate on that there, friend? Whatever that means, Lymphal. I didn't say he was like averse in politics there, buddy. I was saying that he was, someone that at least had, politics in the sense that he wasn't exactly very, pro-war. He was very empathetic. He was, humane. He was, willing to at least understand people and try to empathize with them. He was somebody that, was willing to at least, regardless of their disability or struggle or problems or whatever the fuck, was willing to look past that and, and treat them as an equal regardless. That's humanism. That's empathy. There's a sense of, like, I treat you as an equal opportunity, like, I feel, just as much as you do, or like, vice versa. Like, that's how, I mean, there's a little level of it too. And even, he literally had a speech, in the movie at the anti-Vietnam War protests, even though it got cut off, and shit. Like, I mean, like, and it's always speculated about what he said, to this day, it's like, I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, he obviously has a level of ideas about a certain element of politics. I mean, even though if he doesn't get it, and that's totally fine. I mean, like, there's plenty of people out there just like him. That's kind of the point of his character. Is that there are people that might get certain level of politics, but yeah, they don't quite get it, and they don't have to be fucking savvy about it. That's totally fine. They can understand, like, yeah, the destruction, the oppression, and this war, and this and that. Like, that's not cool, and that's unacceptable, and we should, try to be better than that. Like, you don't have to be politically savvy to get that shit. You just have to have some basic empathy. God, they died you to fight tolerable. Well, where's your fucking face, bitch? Is that you in your profile pic? Let me look at that. Don't look like it though, so why aren't you showing your face, little pussy? At least I'm, willing to not give a fuck and show my face and do these streams and almost be monetized and all that shit. So I don't know who's being like, the sad little bitch with the face now, little fuck. All they had to do was pay us enough to live. Exactly, Inky. Waluigi in the house, bro. We're House Luigi. The Alpha Man shows face too. So? Fastest bump game is Bell. What? Wait, who? There flies black camera from Russia as a white man from Germany. What the fuck? Oh my god. I'm regretting reading half this chat right about now. Lord of mercy. You have no idea what he said in his speech? Well, Forrest Gump. Yeah, I know that. It literally said that from earlier. Were you not paying attention from what I was saying from earlier there, bud? The kind of phone over cancel David might become the king song. Oh wait, Samuel chapter 18, verse 27. David took his men with him and went out and killed 200 Philistines, and then brought back their foreskins. They counted at the full number of the kings, so that David might become the king's son-in-law. And then Saul gave his daughter Michal in marriage. Yep, that's also a part of the Bible. And why do you think I am not about Christianity at all? Because that is things that they always worship and preach and think are holy people that are worthy of the kingdom of heaven. And if I have to share that heaven with psychopaths like that, then fuck that God. Jesus loved you. Yeah, well, if his son, and the father of Jesus is a God that wants shit like that from Samuel chapter 18, verse 27? Yeah, no, fam. No. I don't want him to love me. I'll proudly, serve in the main hall of, Satan's fucking holy table, dude. His fucking table, like in the Great Hall, like the Chieftain's Hall, like in Valhalla or whatever the fuck. I want that shit. Because the baddest, kinkiest, raunchiest, edgiest, craziest, metalist, punkiest motherfuckers are going to be all up in that bitch. I might even find G.G. Allen in that shit. You know what? I would have a beer with him. I just might want to avoid him a little bit because I don't want him throwing shit at me. But you know what? Yeah, at the end of the day, yeah. You're going to have some of the most baddest motherfuckers in that shit. I'm going to see Aleister Crowley in that shit. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be some cool motherfuckers in hell. And you know what? I know half you Christians are going to be in there as well. So, excuse me. When I see you down there, don't be sad when, and don't be trying to be like, why did I, get down here? Because, you're just in denial. I just saw it coming, and I'm going to be gloating and laughing while we all burn together. That is, if that's all, really, the truth. So, realistically, the state of non-existence, or slowly but surely, with the lack of memory of your past life, reincarnating into different energy and different life and different forms, is probably the best case scenario for your existence. So you better, unironically pray for that. I'd rather, without knowing my past life, reincarnate into like a bug or something like that. I don't give a fuck. Or just reincarnate as a fucking star or some shit. Because we're all stardust at the end of the day, right? Who knows? Maybe your energy reincarnates into a fucking star again. You know what I mean? This our sun is gonna gobble up this fucking planet eventually. So one way or another, unless our fucking planet, starts traversing out and the fucking our species starts going interstellar and shit. You know what I mean? Like all of our energy is gonna be gobbled up on that fucking sun. All of our essence of what we are and what we is gonna be gobbled up by that fucking sun one way or another eventually. in 5.6 something billion years. So, I mean, if we're living that long and we still haven't escaped this planet in that amount of time, yeah, that sun is just going to just eat our essence and we become that sun. That's why, honestly, the sun god is probably the one god we should worship, is sun god, because it will consume us all one day. It will. It birthed us, it makes us live, and it will eat us one day. If there's any real spiritual god, I believe it would be the sun. A lot of Christians don't even know the religious origins of it. I know, dude. It's so sad and pathetic. And frankly, that's why, there's this old joke with a lot of Christian based atheists where it's like, you all know how I became atheist being born Christian? I read the Bible. I mean, because when you read it enough, you realize how contradictory and how bullshit and how silly it really is. And, the lack of real science and real evidence or anything. Like, you start realizing that shit, and you're like, oh, yeah, well, what the fuck, Jazzy? You knocked over the bone. You chunk. But, like, you just kind of realize that it really is just kind of a weird little, like, clique of just people that just want to all, like, have a little kumbaya together and use God and Jesus to get together with it. Like, that's one thing I especially noticed when I was, like, going for, like, these church, going for church growing up, fucking, going to these summer/winter church camps and shit. It's just like, it really was just basically literally a kumbaya thing. And the younger you are, the more indoctrinated they try to be. But the older you got, like, because once I was in like middle and high school, like they just basically were like, all right, we got like breakfast, and then after that we got service, and then you have like 3 hours of chill or whatever the fuck. Then it's lunch, and then it's like, games and other activities, that the camp has, for people to do and blah blah blah, which are actually legit pretty fun. And then after that, it was like literally 30 to an hour of like 30 minutes to like an hour of like little Bible study stuff. And then you just fuck around until dinner time, which is around 8 or give or take. And then after that, it was like an hour and a half to maybe 2 hours, give or take, of service in church at the end of the night. And then after that, you went, there was like, you can hang out for like one more hour at the pool, some other shit like that. They kind of closed off certain spots, but you can still hang out in certain areas. And then after that, they were like, all right, you can go to bed. And that was around like 11 or like midnight at a certain point. And I was like, all right. I actually legit like going to church camp at that point, just because like the real church shit collectively was like 4 hours. Like the entire time, you're just kind of dicking around and having fun and just hanging out with people that you grew up with already, at church and shit, that which most of them already at this point usually didn't really believe in this shit either anymore. They were just there just to hang out with their people, you know what I mean? I mean, it's like at this point, I mean, like, that's just what it was. So that's why I stuck around for it, because I was just hanging with my people and shit, I was like, like, and even the youth pastors, like a lot of them, even though they were still believers, like they were actually legit, really chill, really cool people, gamers, like skaters, this and that, blah blah blah. Like, there was a lot of like commonality, even though they're like 5+ something years older than us, that were actually, they were cool too. And actually, how I kind of came out to be bisexual and understand that of myself was because one of those youth pastors came out, to us one time at one of these camps, and I was like, oh, well, if he feels that way, I also do too a little bit. I never did with any of them, but it kind of made me internally, come out and accepted myself, like, oh, I'm kind of the same way. So it was kind of like one of these things where it's like, I kind of enjoyed and see the silver lining and stuff like that, but that's just because none of us really cared about the church shit. It was just more about the social element of just hanging out with our people and being comfortable with us. And we could trust each other. And yeah, maybe the Bible and all this other stuff is kind of like a side effect and an element to it, but it's still like a way that helps, get over certain things. Because at least at the church that we had, we were accepting of, someone potentially being queer or this and that. It was still like the love the sinner, hate the sin mentality about it. But it was still like, hey, if God, gave you that path to be that who you are, then that's what your path is. That's okay. Like there was still like this weird, like soft liberal idea of that, like where it wasn't really like guilt trip shit. It was more of like it's still technically a sin, but God gave you that path to, you know, and still loves you despite that and this and that, and it's okay, blah blah blah, kind of shit. It's I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain a little bit because it's like this weird deterministic but free will idea. It's just weird. That's another thing why I just never got Christianity either. It's just because it's like, oh, like God determined you're going to be X, Y, or Z, but oh, you also have the choice. It's like you can't have it one way or the other when it comes to Gord. Either he saw you, before you were gestated in the womb, and and before your death, or any like it's either that or he's seeing you as you live your life. Like it's one or the other. So is it free will or is it straight up, like predetermined because God can already see what happens before you gestate in the womb kind of thing. Like it can't be one or the other. Christianity is a copy of apostle, the pre-existing religions, and kind. Well, a lot of them basically straight up like appropriated things from other religions and shit as well. They were just like, like Yuletide, for example, like Christmas. Like, the evergreen tree being the Christmas tree and, gifting, Santa Claus, even all these different things, are actually pagan traditions. They originated from pagan traditions. Whether they're like Finnish, Nordic, or Germanic traditions, they appropriated and took these traditions to be more Christ-like instead of paganistic-like. And a lot of it was because there was an era of European pagan / Christian influence where Christendom was basically trying to appropriate and adopt a lot of different pagan ideas into essentially be Christ ideas and Christian beliefs and Christian traditions. Like where it was kind of like the liberal compromise idea of like, well, you could be Christian, you can still believe in these traditions and shit, but it can't be, for Odin or Wotan or this and that or whatever. It has to be to Christ and Jesus and God and blah 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 blah. Like it has to be over that. It can't be, over like Woden and Thor or whatever. Like it has to be specifically to Christ and God and this and that. But you can still have your traditions. And even more liberal ideas would probably be like, well, you can still do that a little bit, but you have to incorporate God and Christ and Jesus into that still. And that has to be the priority, though. These other gods are, below them. So just know that. You can still worship them, but Christ and God are above that. Like the most liberal idea of them doing that was that. But if you weren't willing to convert to that shit, guess what would happen? You would die. And your pillage would be marked and all that shit. It would be no bueno. So it's like it's either take what they were offering and you can kind of quietly still believe what you were believing and adopt those traditions still with what they were trying to say, or just die. One or the other basically. And I don't know. I can see why Christendom adopted so much in Europe because of shit like that. Even though it's not really completely accurate, even like the TV show Vikings on the History Channel even kind of show that off, at one point. I think in like the first or second season. Or some of the Viking pagans, got baptized, where they were technically, I guess, Christians at that point, but they still believed in their Nordic beliefs, but at least, still had like this attachment towards like God and Jesus, or at least technically, at least based on title, did as well, at least. So I kind of grant them a little extra pass, so to speak, in the sense of like, hey, I'm a Christian. Don't have to be practicing, but I got enough of it where I practice it enough to where you can't, say shit. Just talk to the king. He witnessed me be baptized. You're descendant of Rollo, the first Duke of Normandy? No shit. That's pretty cool as fuck, dude. I mean, I'm sure you heard me talk about it before, but I was even mentioning it on my part one of the stream from earlier tonight, where I might be potentially related to King Richard III, at least with his bastard child John. But it's still kind of out in the air. I know at least I'm related, to William Dawes and Charles Dawes. Actually, here, yeah, turn my hotspot back on real quick because I want to really quick there see if I can find maybe a pic of him. Because dude, his beard was redonk. Okay, cool. I'm actually sweet. Hit you with a missile. Bitch, you broke as fuck, flipping burgers down at Wendy's. Bitch, I'm rocking Gucci with the motherfucking Fendi. You say that you rich, boy, that's cap, boy, you faking. With your yee ass haircut, call you Franklin. Call me Soldier Boy with the way that I crank it. When I go to sleep, bitch, I'll wear a Gucci blanket. That boy right pouring codeine in my Sprite. That boy right pouring codeine in my Sprite. That boy right pouring codeine in my Sprite. Oh, there's Charles G. Dawes, but that's not who I am looking for.
Workers are more comfortable than ever, more satisfied, and this, as we know, leads to complacency. As workers become more at ease, more content, productivity falls, the bottom line suffers. That's where we come in. Here at Hilltop Industries, we specialize in crushing the spirit, demoralizing the staff. Our elite team are well-trained.
Let's see if this helps.
To remind your staff about the fragility of their
I know I have a picture of him for sure at my house. I just don't have it here.
Don't happy, be worried.
And I don't have any fucking.
I've got a mortgage.
Something's in the air, I can't put my finger on.
His middle name was William. Let's see if this happens.
When we got a bigger problem. Try and wash away my cares, they just seem to linger on. In times like these, I try to breathe and put it down into song.
Okay, I think I might have found something maybe. I just need a picture though, and there's no pictures. It just literally is like everything else but that. What the fuck? Why does the internet not have documents on this shit? Boo. There should. I literally have them. It was kind of a cut for France. Well, yeah, I'm sure. Well, for Rollo, yeah. Probably just a way to help gain power and political status and shit. Thousand balls, did bang bang boogie bang. Thousand balls, bang bang bang, about the boogie bang, dolls and the bang bang. Oh. I'm assuming you're trying to do some kick rock shit. What the fuck was that? What type of comment were you trying to post there, my friend? Yep. Oof. Oof, sir. Head bottom. I just said you, buddy. Well, I do have a Cash App. I actually do have a goal for $3 consecutively, and all that shit. But that is there is an ability to do so. If you wish to, send a little love and a tip. JK, what the fuck? Why did you even do that? What the fuck? I mean, it's not like, I'm like so fucking torn up about it, but like, bro, come on now. Okay, sorry, Rose. Inkies is a little better just on the virtue that I literally cannot click your link or else it will fuck my shit up. Wait, can I maybe? Oh, I can! I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Inky. I'm replacing it. I'm sorry, Inky. I replaced your shit. I'm sorry. The direct link actually is a little preferable. I mean, so well, hey, Rose did get it, but I was a little worried that it would, like, for some reason I would click it. Yeah, it happened before, many times, so anyway, whatever. But now it's there. Now it's there if you want to send a little love. So thank y'all, watch out. No, I didn't. You obviously must be sick. And you have CA in your fucking @ Terpy Nug CA. You're from California, I'm assuming, yes? I'm not from California, so that already rules out that I did not do that, for you. Because I live on the West Coast, but not in Cali. I live in Chicago, Oregon there, bud. Canada, bro. Fair enough, fair enough. Okay, so Vancouver, BC. Closest bet. West Coast, Best Coast, right? So, yeah, unless I'm traveling to, like, Ontario, Toronto, or some other fucking shit all the way on the opposite end, or maybe somewhere between, like, Calgary or Edmonton or something, like, no. There ain't no way, dog. I ain't your dealer, bro. I ain't your fucking dealer. I don't live in fucking Canada. Like, how would that even fucking work, dude? I ain't, crossing the border with that bullshit. Fucking making up bullshit on my ass. Shipped it to the docks, bro. Don't let them fool you. To the docks? Oh, yeah? What's my routine? What's my code word when it comes to, the product being shipped out and shipped in? What's the name, the nickname of the product? I guarantee you don't fucking know it. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Nope. Good try, though. I appreciate the effort, but no. Vito's Revenge. No. I wasn't talking to you, Inky, on this one. Don't try to help him. Which also don't, by the way. And hey, I will say this. Maybe there ain't a right answer. I like to guess. Well, sure, but maybe there ain't a guess, Jeff. But maybe there is. Schrodinger's guess. Is there actually an answer to this, or is there not? You gotta keep them guessing, man. Was I self-in on docs or was I not? What's the name of the product? Is there a product? Is there even that operation happening? Like, I mean, because this motherfucker over here, Terpy Nugs, is trying to, do this bullshit and try to, like, be like, oh, hell no. This is what you do, but, like, maybe I am. But you know what? Don't be, trying to incriminate me. Don't be trying to discriminate and be fucking like, oh, hell no. And rat me out like a fucking narc. Little fucking snitch. But at the same time, is that actually happening? Is that really a thing? Do I got an operation? If so, what's the product name? But if not, then is there a product? Am I Heisenberg or am I not? The beard's coming. I know he is. I'm just having fun here, honestly. I'm just fucking around at this point until he shows up. At least Therapy's having fun with it too. I think, yeah, hey, little respect. He's having a little fun. He's having a laugh. He's having a goof. Hey, mad respect. He ain't trying to be like, what the fuck? Hey, I love it. I love it. It's not like uncommon, but every so often there's a motherfucker that just can't handle a troll, can't handle a counter troll and a counter rebuttal and a little autistic redemption of what's going on. And some people just can't handle it. But when it happens and when it does, it's the most beautiful back and forth that can happen, man. Art can be made. Might prefer to cash up on. Well, I'll have to go back in a sec. Well, just give me a sec. Because I saw a few that I need to address. Just you guys doing goofy things, bro. Exactly, man. Exactly. Which is why you should always, send a little love and a little tip in the pinned comments. But also, subscribe, give it a like, and have me in your algorithm a little bit. Because, there's always little goof slaps and goofy things happening over here. Serious and political stuff and some shit like that every now and then, but in between everything, a lot of goofs and laughs and silly stuff. And try to keep it like that, more often than not. But hey, I like to be a political guy sometimes too, so that does happen. But the goofs and the laughs are a very common occurrence. Because Inky even says we always enjoy a damn goof. But I gotta, address this before I go back up to read what Rose was talking about. Are you a Jew? For one, no. And for two, do you know what a Jew looks like? And for three, do you have like a JQ idea or something going on? Like, what's your deal? You got something against Jews or something? Are you an anti-Semite there, bitch? What's going on there, Biano Kid 66 or whatever the El Fabiano or whatever the hell your fucking name. You got a problem with the Jews? Is there something about the Jews that you're just like those motherfuckers? Is that how you feel about it? What's going on with that? What's going on with that? What's happening with that, bro? The fact that I called his ass out and there's a lack of a response to that makes me think he's a little and probably a little 1488-esque, you know what I mean? Probably a little bit, and they were a bitch and didn't want to respond back. Shame. That's why you gotta call them out sometimes. Because being anti-Zionist, being against Israel is fundamentally different than being like, fuck Jesus, whatever the fuck, fundamental difference. Yes, unfortunately, there are plenty of, Jews out there that are Zionists as fucking, or, unfortunately, disgusting bastards on that one. But that's not all of them. And arguably, not even the majority of them. But at the end of the day, like, there's more Christian evangelicals and others who are hardcore Zionist bastards, more so than Jewish people. So it's like, if anything, the Irish should be, put towards Christians more so than them. So, I mean, if anything, your weird anti-Semitic bullshit should really be more anti-Christian shit. Anti-WASP, anti-Anglo-Saxon Protestant evangelical shit or whatever. It's like, fuck, that's where your Irish should be. Not the Jew. Fat chunk of them have fuck all to do with any of this shit. In fact, there's even like various different movements, within the Jewish ethnic population that are fundamentally against this. Bundism, Yiddish Jewism, like I mean, these different philosophical slash like ethnic and cultural and religious belief systems that are about the idea of establishing their home where their diaspora is. Not this idea that we are promised this land 3,000 years ago, whatever the fuck bullshit. That Zionism is pushing, including with evangelical Christians. It's like there's a large chunk of Christians or a large chunk of Jewish people out there, Yiddish and Bundes Jews and other anti-Zionist Jews that exist out here in the world that are like this, and there's a large swath of them out there. But I guess no, we got to lump them in with all this fucking bullshit with Israel. It's like fuck off, you weird anti-Semitic piece of shit. It's like these because these motherfuckers are in lockstep, are pro-Palestinian, and are pro-fucking labor, and pro-worker, and pro, the addressal of, destroying oppression and these fucking imperialists and shit. Like, there's plenty of these motherfuckers that exist out here. What, they just don't matter anymore? Because, shocker, not every fucking ethnic being or cultural entity or all this other shit, and none of this is an absolute. No ethnic background is some fucking absolute. Not just with Jewish people either, but also when it comes to things like when it comes to black people, the whole fucking 1338 and blah, 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 and all this other bullshit. 1350, what the fuck, kind of bullshit they want to throw. Because of that, crime, barbaric, cheap, yeah. Like, I mean, yeah, guess what? There's plenty of white folk and plenty of other motherfuckers that act like that. Just because, there's been plenty of fucking different elements that have caused, black folk to be, forced into, impoverishment and crime and other shit, doesn't mean that is just some inherent nature of theirs. You fucking freak. No, that's not the case at all. I've seen plenty of white people act just as much as the crazy Jim Black man, who's just like, endlessly doing crime and shit. I've seen plenty of white folk act just like that with that stereotype, when it comes to that bullshit. Just in my fucking life. So, obviously, it ain't an ethnic fucking thing. It's not as if there's other fucking factors that lead to these problems. It's not like some racial thing or anything. And maybe if we just kind of try to eschew that a little bit, maybe, we can probably start understanding the real true root cause of the problems. Because we can eschew these, things, but also acknowledge why they are a problem and also recognize that they are a fundamental issue of the factors of how the system is. Like, for example, the idea of white privilege, for example, like our system in America up until this point, basically, and maybe at least, for a while now, but for a long time, there fundamentally was nothing but purely just strict white privilege that was straight up a thing in this fucking country that is a valid thing to talk about. And maybe there's still some of that in various different parts of this country. But because of the fact that this was a legitimate problem where a lot of minorities were legitimately oppressed when it came to opportunities that they should be able to have, but weren't able to, because of, again, that said privilege, that's something to, say, hey, we're trying to do reparations. We're trying to acknowledge, we're trying to correct that issue. And that's good. That's an okay thing. Because at the end of the day, at least fundamentally, the best case scenario, the idea is to have an equal opportunity for everybody. Because those people who are oppressed should have an equal opportunity just as much as the white guy has with those opportunities. Those people should have that same opportunity, and hence the equal idea of opportunity. We all are on the same level to have the same opportunities and be able to, compete and, be able to be a part of that. Because at least at that point, we're all on the equal level playing field. And that's okay. And that's where we should be at. But that's not where we're at right now. Even to this day. Even like right now, there's still technically legitimately like, elements of privilege and all sorts of different factors, whether it's like ethnically, culturally, societally, economically. I mean, like, there's all sorts of different elements of that, but it's just, things we just have to acknowledge and recognize and say, hey, we all need to be on this equal playing field. And even if I think we should be on a better playing field, at the very minimal, people should be on my level. At the very minimal. And better, if anything, and more so. I mean, it's like to, recognize privilege doesn't mean that, like, it's a bad thing. It's to say that, like, hey, that should be something that everyone should have and be an equal opportunity. Don't let it be like some idea of guilt. Let it be like an encouragement to push that for everyone. Be an encouragement and, like, fight for that for everybody. Like, why let it be this weird, like, divisive exclusionary thing? Because it's not. I mean, if anything, it should be an idea of recognizing how the system has fucked so many people out of that opportunity when they should have that, when you did. They should have that same opportunity, hence why, the fight for the equal idea of opportunity. At the very minimal, especially as a leftist, that's what I believe in, and we should be able to try to do that. And I think we can get to a base foundation of that, and then we can go from there. Like, at the very minimal, that should be the one thing we can. I think a lot of people, even liberals and even certain conservatives, because I've talked to conservatives, and even they agree with this shit sometimes, especially when it comes to certain things like labor and unions and shit. It's like, I mean, they agree with these things sometimes. And I know it can work. It's just about, like, people willing to just take the extra step forward with it sometimes. Maybe make a sacrifice or two a little bit. And be like, hey, I'm going to walk the strike line. I'm going to do a general strike. I'm going to maybe step away from this, because, like, for a second to say, I want it better. And they have to fucking answer to my shit. I mean, not everyone's there quite yet. But we can make it there. We can encourage it. I mean, if anything, the time is more ripe than ever. It's just going to get more ripe. Just slowly but surely. Remember we've Zion to North America. Oh, yeah, Desiree. Oh, boy. Hey, Vito! Vito, I walk you 2 times and you know shit. But Jazzy shit twice. You beat a boy. Oh, chop.
Alright, man. No diddle down, you gotta go.
Hey, I just want.
I got the lane hella. The fucking person that you all hit the fucking gas thing at the gas station right as I was about to give the dude cash for
Jazzy,
gas.
quit fucking slapping me and insulting me with your feet.
That fucking stupid. Like, he could have just taken my gas money and it would have taken him 10 seconds. And the fucking dude was like, no, they just hit the pictures right now. I'm like, bro literally like went and did it, took pictures, and he's like, oh, actually I need paperwork. Comes back to the office where I'm still standing. Like, you could still just take my money and push 2 buttons and now I could like be on my way with my gas. So I like literally just had to like sit here for like 10 minutes and watch this dude like try to incriminate this dude for hitting. He didn't even hit like the actual gas thing. He hit the like probe thing that protects the gas thing. And I'm like, you're just being a weird stickler and trying to make your job seem more important than it is. You know what I mean? Like the monotony of being a late night gas worker. He's like, oh, finally some excitement, some drama. Somebody hit something cool.
I mean, it's probably good to at least document and
No, he
record
has
that
to. It's his job, but it's like you could have just taken my money and not made me wait, bro.
Like, open up the second.
Yeah, he was taking so long. I just popped the hood of my car and started checking fluids and shit, trying to kill time. And then after I was done, I was like, I came back and it looked like he was going to be done with his shit. There was already like a line of people. So now I was in the back of the fucking line.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Wow.
So he basically like wasted like 20 minutes of my fucking day when he could have taken 20 seconds or less. You know what I'm saying, dog? Like,
Jesus.
Anyway, so that I'm not trying to. I was supposed to be here like 20 minutes ago. We should be already at the bar.
I know, I get it.
It looks like you never actually.
I never cracked it yet because I've been trying to make a goal out of it, but I never. Yeah, I'm actually trying to see where because Russ was like, "Yo, there's a comment that you want," but it's like so far back, and I need to like.
Oh, here.
What the fuck? I got assaulted. I'm throw back at you. I know what it is. It's bar bites.
32 piece.
I know it's fucking thick. I still dodged it though.
You trying to brag?
I did. I mean, it literally slid off my back. It
No, I
literally.
wasn't trying to actually hit you. I was trying to get close.
Oh, you always say that. You're always like, "Oh, I never tried to hit you," but you always literally are aiming at my fucking head every fucking time. So fuck you. No, bullshit.
That was a casual. There you go.
Cope.
That was.
No, that's.
Put it right where
Cope.
I wanted to put it. So.
Cope.
Put it exactly where I wanted.
Cope. Okay, where is Rose's comment? Okay, Rose, you might need to. Yeah, just repost it. Yeah, I just reposted Rose. I think honestly, YouTube might have just said "fuck you" on that one. Wait, third drawer. No, fourth one, right there. Right above it. No, stop. No, well, yeah, right. Very top shelf. Yeah. No. What are you doing? No. Oh, okay, never mind. But yeah, let's let the top shelf. Yes.
Get your shit together.
They pretty much already are. I'm just trying to wait for Rose to send his comment so I can read that and smoke my last thing and drink my last little bit. And I know I did this skibbity beebity bobbity. I didn't want to say this earlier because I didn't want to be mean, but when I saw the PFP with the Bible thumper from earlier, I thought this dude looks like a rapist.
I'm gonna park my car at the fucking Planet Fitness across the street. There's no fucking
Nice. But honestly, dude, Rose, I will admit he didn't even really like the very little I could see of him. There wasn't much at all. It's like he was just being a little bit. Just being a puss.
The dude Bay, Harbor Bay, whatever, dude, and he was all like, "I stand with ICE," and then
I didn't acknowledge it, but I saw it.
And then I started talking shit about fascism and shit. And how y'all are gonna get.
I saw that. I saw the responses to it. I saw the responses to it.
Yeah, the Nuremberg trials, right?
But no, I didn't read that.
I said y'all about to go down with the ship. Nuremberg trials, fuck you all, right? And then he's like, "Fuck, you're such a bum because you misspelled fucking fascist stuff."
Fascist or
bro,
whatever.
that was my phone. Like, fuck you, dude. And then I was like, "Oh, well, you stand with ICE. That's basically I stand up and." You know, fuck my sister. Like, you probably do both.
See, Kyle, I stayed up with Hitler because he's awesome.
Yeah, and I let, what's his name? What's Gorbachev? What's his fucking Goebbels or whatever? Yeah, let him diddle
Goebbels?
Yeah.
Goebbels?
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Or Heydrich?
I don't care, he probably let them all fuck him if you want. Like, let's be honest.
Or Himmler, or fucking Goering.
Little bitch. I stand with ICE. Okay, yeah, you can stand up and bend over for the whole ICE. Like, get fucking, have a fucking full-on train of ICE people.
They probably literally would. They literally would crash. Hold on, Logan. Logan. The problem is though that they would crash Grinder, and I need Grinder, bro. Like I don't want them crashing Grinder, and I don't want them doing that because ICE and these Nazis would crash Grinder if they all converge on Portland to do that. I don't want them having to train out here. Do that in Arkansas, where at least Grinder probably won't crash. It will probably actually get like the most peak fucking activity in a long time. But if it happens in Portland, it's just gonna crash. The servers will literally crash out here. I don't want that. Alright, I'm taking this last little tuk. But hey, let me a little shoot, to this bit.
You want a shot?
I'll give a fucking freebie to the chat, even though there's supposed to be a golf on. I don't know where that. Oh, there it is.
And of course I don't need any fans cause I kill them at my show. Yes, I kill them at my show. Yes, I kill them at my show. Yes, I kill them at my show. Fight number
But salute, ladies and gentlemen, MBs. And if y'all want, like I said, send a little tip of love you cash out. That's right down below in the pink comments. I'm gonna take a shot and all this stuff, and we're gonna peace out.
Video.
Sweet.
I'll see you in hell. I see you in hell. I'm seeing you 'cause I'm in hell. I'll see you 'cause I'm in hell.
Peace out, motherfuckers.
I don't need any friends 'cause